My dear students of Honors Bradford, how you folks are doing? I hope you people are enjoying your time during this hot, humid summer day. And today I am going to discuss the difference between communicative language teaching and audio lingual method. I hope that you will give your rapt attention until I continue my discussion. The communicative language teaching and audio lingual method differ from each other in various aspects. The major differences between the CLT and audiolingual method are as follows. Number one, with respect to meaning and structure. In CLT, meaning is paramount, whereas in audiolingual method, we see that emphasis is given on structure and form more than meaning. Number two, dialogues. In CLT, dialogues, if used, center around communicative functions and are not normally memorized. Audiolingual method demands more memorization of a structure-based dialogues. Number three, context. In CLT, contextualization is a basic premise. In audiolingual method, language items are not necessarily contextualized. Number four, learning objective. In communicative language teaching, language learning is learning to communicate successfully. In audiolingual method, language learning is learning structures, sounds, or words. And my dear students, the goal in communicative language teaching, effective communication is sought. In audiolingual method, mastery or overlearning is sought through continuous drilling. Number six, pronunciation. In communicative language teaching, comprehensible pronunciation is sought. In audiolingual method, native speaker-like pronunciation is sought. Grammatical explanation. In communicative language teaching, any device which helps the learners in is accepted, varying according to their age, gender, interest, etc. In audiolingual method, grammatical explanation is avoided. Drilling. In communicative language teaching, drilling may occur but peripherally. In audiolingual method, drilling is central technique. Number 9, stage of communicative activities. In communicative language teaching, attempts to communicate may be encouraged from very beginning. In audiolingual method, communicative activities only come after a long process of rigid drills and exercises. Number 10, native language. In communicative language teaching, judicious use of native language is accepted whereas feasible and required. In audiolingual method, the use of the student's native language is forbidden. Number 11, translation. In communicative language teaching, translation may be used where students need or benefit from it. In audiolingual method, translation is forbidden at early levels. 12. Reading and writing. In communicative language teaching, reading and writing can start from the first day if desired. In audiolingual method, reading and writing are deferred until speech is mastered. Number 13, teaching patterns in communicative language teaching. The target linguistic system will be learned based through the process of struggling to communicate. In audiolingual method, the target linguistic system will be learned through the overt teaching of the patterns of the system. Number 14, competence. In communicative language teaching, communicative competence is the desired goal. In audiolingual method, linguistic competence is the desired goal. Number 15, language variation. In communicative language teaching, linguistic variation is a central concept in materials and methods. In audiolingual method, varieties of language are recognized but not emphasized. Number 16, sequencing. In communicative language teaching, sequencing is determined by any consideration of content, function, or meaning which maintains interest. In audiolingual method, the sequence of units is determined solely on principles of linguistic complexity. Number 17, role of teacher. In communicative language teaching, teachers act as a facilitator and help learners in any way that motivates them to work with the language. In audiolingual method, the teacher controls the learners and prevents them from doing anything that conflicts with the theory. Number 18, error. In communicative language teaching, language is created by the individual, often through trial and error. In audiolingual method, language is habit, so error must be prevented at all costs. Number 19, accuracy. In communicative language teaching, fluency and acceptable language is the primary goal. Accuracy is just not in the abstract but in the context of the situation. In audiolingual method, accuracy in terms of formal correctness is a primary goal. Number 20, interaction. In communicative language teaching, students are expected to interact with other people, with their classmates, either face to face, in the flesh, through pair and group work, or in their writings. In audiolingual method, students are expected to interact with the language system embodied in machines or controlled materials. Number 21, student language. In CLT, the teacher doesn't know exactly what language the students will use when they use the language. In audiolingual method, the teacher is expected to specify the language and the students are to use. That is, the teacher controls the language. Intrinsic motivation. In CLT, intrinsic motivation will spring from an interest in what is being communicated by the language. In audiolingual method, intrinsic motivation will spring from an interest in the structure of the language. And my dear students, I hope that you will listen to what I have said so far very attentively, and you have given a very patient hearing. And with these few words, I would like to conclude my lecture for today. Thank you very much for listening.